How do you desire a gift, God's love, without expecting it? Right? Isn't expecting it not what faith is? Right? Good question, right? And it naturally follows on, really, doesn't it, from Max's question in a way. All right, so let's have a look at this emotion of expectation, shall we? So maybe I need to just rub this part off Herbalife. What to you is an expectation? Isn't it? Should we use other words for it? If we expect something, a really strong expectation would be a demand, wouldn't it? Okay. What's a really soft expectation? Maybe hope. A wish. What else? I didn't get it. A what? A plea. I don't know about that, but that's sort of a desperation thing. Yeah. Yeah. These are more sort of like, I'm going to get that, right? I'm going to get it. Now let's look at the word gift for a moment. Now this is a problem with humanity, is that Christmas time and birthday times and everything, what do we notice when it comes to the word gift? Gifts are expectations, really, aren't they? You're expecting it. Yeah? Is that not true? Okay. Are they then really gifts? No, because you expected them and you demanded them. And in fact, because you expected them, you don't even really treat them as gifts. You're not as thankful because you already thought that you deserved it. Is that not true? So it really comes from this feeling of, I deserve it. Don't they? These things, expectations. Okay, now when we look at this word gift, we can see that we've got some what you would call human hangovers, haven't you? With regard to gifts, most of you have been involved in your life where birthdays you get presents and Christmas you get presents, and when somebody doesn't give you a present you feel offended. Most people feel offended, don't they? Yeah. What's wrong with that person? Didn't give me a gift. I'm not giving them one next year either. We have a quid pro quo, is that the word we're looking for? Where, someone gives us a gift, we'll give them a gift. And then sometimes we feel like, I wish they wouldn't give me a gift, then I've got to buy them one. We have all these kind of things going on. That all tells us that should tell us that none of those things we're actually treating as gifts at all. That's what it should tell us. We're actually got a feeling we deserve it. It's really a demand or an expectation, really. And the indication of a demand or expectation is if you don't receive it, you get upset. Can you see that? You get angry, or you get upset, or you get offended, or you have some kind of reaction, right? So it's really driven by anger in the long run, these feelings, driven by anger. It's because in our childhood, oftentimes we got things, we received things, we got things that we then sort of learn to expect to continue getting rather than seeing each thing that we receive as a gift. Does that make sense to you, Rebecca? Okay, so now we look at this word gift, which is what God's love is, and all of the transformational principles really are a part of this gift. It's a mechanism via which we receive love. So obviously even the principles themselves are a gift to humanity, allowing the infinite transformation of the soul. So when we examine this gift word, can you see these words don't really apply? Can you see that? That's different, isn't it, to having this other word that we're using? But let's use a few different words for it. It's desire, or you could say longing. What other words could you use? You could use the word aspiration, yeah. You could use the word faith, remember?
Seek.
A yearning. Yearning. Seeking. and so forth. Now, can you see the attitude of these different words are very, very different, aren't they? Can you see if you had a seeking feeling, a yearning for a gift, can you see when you received it, what would you feel inside of yourself? Oh, just be overwhelmed with another emotion, wouldn't you? Which would be, let's look at the emotions, thankful, grateful, gratitude. Wouldn't you feel overwhelmed, right? Surprised? Delighted? All those kind of words, right? Can you see that? So what do you notice here? If you truly viewed God's love as a gift, this is what you'd feel. You wouldn't feel these things, and you wouldn't get angry if you didn't get it. You wouldn't think you deserve it. See, and this is the interesting thing I notice. When I say or talk about the fact that the opportunity or the gift may not be offered in the future, you know what I feel from the majority of audiences? All these kind of emotions generate anger. How can you say that? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would God do that? That's not fair. What's God doing here? That's inconsistent. And off we go. We have all of these angry emotions as a response. That tells me that your concept of desiring love is not desiring love, but demanding or expecting it. And the reality is, if we look at the human definitions of love, what do they basically say? That we can do that we can demand love and get it, that we can demand love, expect love, and receive it. But you can't, because the whole way the soul works is that when you demand something and you receive it, you're not going to be grateful. And unless you're grateful in your heart, sincerely, then you had a demand or an expectation, not a desire or a longing. Can you see the difference? So it's a very good question, and I feel a question that we need to resolve that comes from our childhood experiences of particularly receiving physical gifts, but also emotions of love and so forth. We have deep expectations that someone continues to love us, not acknowledging that their love is a gift. We can't expect it. And this is what I notice in the breakup of relationships. To me, a breakup of a relationship is okay. When we have an angry response about the breakup of a relationship, we demonstrated that we are actually in expectation with regard to love, rather than seeing love as a gift. Can you see that? Yep. And so it not only, this concept not only applies to our relationship with God, but actually applies to every single human relationship we form based on love. This concept of what is a gift, love is a gift. It cannot be demanded, expected, even hoped for or wished for. It can be desired or longed for. It can be aspired to. It can be, we can have faith that we're going to receive it, a desire, seeking desire that we're going to receive it. All those things are valid. But when we don't get it, we would not feel disappointed that we didn't get it. Right? Because if we had the right attitude, we'd realise that it's a gift anyway. And if we got it, it's a fantastic thing that we get it. But it's not something we can demand, not something we can expect.
So by bringing up our kids as inferior or superior, we're kind of taking away the biggest gift to know how to receive a gift.
Yes. They don't know how to receive a gift anymore. An inferior person feels guilty about a gift, and a superior person feels they deserve the gift, and both of them are incapable of understanding that it was a gift. So when you're inferior, you feel guilty about receiving things. That shows you're incapable of receiving a gift. And when you feel superior, you're also incapable of receiving a gift, right? Because you demand it. So yeah, there's a lot of issues there addressing this area of gifts, isn't there, and what a gift really means. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mary, would you like to?
I just wanted to clarify a question from a spirit.
Yeah.
Could you then say that faith is the knowledge that the gift is possible, but not that the gift is an entitlement?
Faith is a bit more than that, but it does involve that, is the knowledge that the gift is possible, not only possible, but an actual fact. So faith is the knowledge that the gift it being offered is an actual fact. But, continue the other part of the statement.
But not that the gift is an entitlement.
Correct. It's not an entitlement.
Yeah.
It's not something... An entitlement comes into this area, doesn't it? Expectations and demands. So when you feel entitled, you are demonstrating that you're incapable of receiving a gift because you actually already expect it before you're attempting to receive it. Now, God measures every emotion, remember? So God has mathematical formulas measuring every emotion. So God knows the difference between a feeling of true, pure desire based on truth and based on the fact that you have faith in the fact, and compares that with the feeling of entitlement. And God does not respond to the feeling of entitlement, or the feeling of demand, or the feeling of expectation, or the feeling you deserve it, right? All of those kind of things. God doesn't respond to that. God responds to the desire, longing, because he can measure that feeling as a different feeling. That's what he responds to. That's what all of the laws respond to as well. And once you do have that, when you do get the gift, you are these things. But if you have that and you get the gift, you go, it was only what I deserved in the first place. It's only what I was entitled to in the first place. So do you truly appreciate it? Not really. Now, you examine a child on earth with this. Many children on earth at Christmas time, they get a gift, what do they do with it? Next day it's broken, trashed. What does that tell you? They felt entitled for the gift, and because they weren't thankful, they're not even looking after the gift. So what do they do with it? They trash it, and then what do they want? Another gift. Can you see? An entitlement generates this never-ending desire for more things without any feeling of satisfaction or thankfulness. Yeah, so it's a dangerous state. Yep, they can ask more.
It's more about the person. So is it that I must have the humble viewpoint that as one of God's children, God in principle would want to give me her love, and this is what faith is? Or is it more of a personal feeling that God must desire to love me?
God's already loving you in principle. So this is about God's personal desire to love you.
It's about the principle about me.
This is about you. This is about God wanting a relationship with you, that this is available to you at the moment. And this is about whether you would like to have this relationship or not, this love-based relationship or not. So it's not about the fact that God just treats everybody the same way or anything like that. This is about God wanting to give you specifically a part of God because God loves you and wants you to experience this love. So it's a very much a personal thing, not a principled thing. Though it is based on principles.
Sorry.
Fire.
So my faith is the knowledge that God wants to personally give me as an individual love.
No, your faith is the desire that you want this love. Your faith is the desire that you not only know it's possible, but that you actually personally long for it in your own heart.
Thank you. That was
Yep.